Hey, what's doing YouTube? And the video that we're looking at here is 8 weeks out from the IFBB New South Wales Pro League titles, and I can see definitely some more progress since my last update. Still around 90 to 91 kilos, but strength is still going up. So I've achieved my goal of 200 kilos for 5 reps on the deadlift, and also 180 kilos for 5 reps on the squat. So that's my all-time best with my strength training at the moment. So definitely on the right track. Definitely more detail and maturity sort of coming through the muscle now. Still plenty of work to do, especially that lower back. That's where I really judge my physique, is with the obliques tying into the hip. As you can see, there's still a little bit more improvement to go, a bit more through the abs as well. Obviously the glutes that you can't see in this video, but mostly the lower back. See what's once those spinal erectors are sort of all visible, that's kind of know when I know that I'm ready to go. But still plenty of time with 8 weeks out, so don't need to rush anything at the moment. Just keep sort of chipping away each week, and as long as I see a bit more detail coming through, then I know that I'm on the right track. As far as training, other than the strength training going, it's all pretty good. All my lifts are pretty strong, and they've still got good energy in the gym. So it's obvious that the diet is just at the right spot. Occasionally I feel I'm feeling very flat, but once I'm through my warm-ups and I've got a bit of P2P, which is the intra-workout drink that I have from Gentech Nutrition that has carbs in it. Once I get that into me, then and I'm through my first few exercises, I'm definitely in the mood for training, and training is going really well. Definitely not feeling flat by the end of the sessions. So as you can see, still pretty full, so all the muscles coming through nicely. The back has definitely improved this year. I'm very happy with how my back's looking, although still more work needs to be done for it for me to not leave any room for my competitors to gain with me at the back. So they're still looking pretty good, just with a bit more detail needed, and a little bit more lat thickness, but definitely an improvement on last time. So with that shot there, just looking to get more detail through the lower back and the spinal erectors in the coming weeks. But I can definitely see more this time than there was the last video. As far as the legs go, legs are looking pretty good. They can always be a bit bigger and a bit more detailed, but they're right on the right track. They've always been a bit of a strength for me, although I'd like to improve them a bit more. Especially in shots like that, I just need a bit more thickness through the abductors and on the sweep, but they're a nice shape, and they've got good detail, so they're looking pretty good at the moment. And I'll just take you through a back workout that I did at City Gym. So back is my weakness, and I did a little bit of work with Charlie Duca recently, and he showed me some great tips from my back training. But this particular workout I started with T-bar rows, so something that's going to require a bit more energy output, just because you're involving a lot more muscles than if you were to do a phone row. So I'm aiming for about 12 reps with a good weight here. This is about as heavy as I go. I'm not really the strongest. I'm looking to improve on this, but mostly looking to try and keep the core nice and tight, so there's no movement through the lower back, and just trying to focus on getting as much range of motion through the shoulders as possible. I have a tendency to shrug the weight a little bit at the top, so I try and think about bringing my elbows as close to my hips as possible. So I do 2 heavy sets, about 12 reps, and then one sort of lighter set to finish it off, a bit lighter weight, aiming for about 15 reps. And as you can see, trying to bring those elbows right in to the lats and get a big range of motion whilst keeping as stable as possible.
It's been proven a million times.
Then the next exercise that I go to is a pin-loaded rowing machine, and I'm aiming for about 6 to 8 really tight reps here, so I don't want to pull back too far where I'm involving too much upper back. I just want to get those elbows right into my side and feel it through the lats, and just try and get 6 to 8 really tight reps, and try and smash those lats. Try and finish off with a few partials towards the end. So I'm going to do one big set on that, and then it's back to a T-bar row. And now I'm on a prone row, and you might be able to notice that I try and add a little bit of hyperextension to the lift, just to try and help get those elbows further back, involve the lower back a little bit, and really hit those lower lats. But again, sort of aiming for 8 to 10 reps with this. This is a Watson T-bar row. It's a beautiful machine, and really smashes your back. As you can see from another angle, you can sort of turn your wrists out a little bit more to get a bit more range of motion, but I just stick with a neutral grip here, and just try and think about getting those elbows back as far as I can and really squeeze the lats. But as I fatigue, you'll see that the range of motion drops off. Then the next exercise is just a lat pull down. So I normally warm up to a certain weight with 2 hands and then switch over to a unilateral or one-handed movement. So basically here I'm just trying to keep the form as tight as possible, keep my pad, keep the chest on the pad, and try not to rotate too much, and just think about trying to drive that elbow into your hip and get a great range of motion through the shoulder. So this with a bit more weight, again aiming for about 8 to 12 reps, and as you can see, trying to get a big stretch on the lats as well. You see these reps starting to get pretty hard, so the first point where you're going to fail is at the shortened range, but I always try and get a few more out just at the lengthened range of the movement. And it's on to the Nautilus pullover machine. This is a great exercise for the lads. This is you won't find many of these machines around. I was speaking to Charlie Duke, and he reckons that he found this in a gym in North Ryde 30 years ago. So this is a very rare piece that they have at City Gym, and really absolutely smashes the lads. As you can see, you get a great stretch, and there's constant tension all the way through the movement. So always try and make sure that this is in the workout as much as I can. Sometimes I start with this like Dorian Yates used to, but this particular day I was supersetting this with some behind the neck pullovers, trying to hit the top of the lats, and as you can see, I've already failed at the shortened range, but still trying to get a bit more of a stretch out at the end range of the motion. Then that was supersetted with pull downs to the neck, so aiming for the top of the lats and sort of the rear delt tricep tie-in with this movement. Try and get a bit more through the top end of the lats around the shoulders. But that was my workout, 8 weeks out, everything going well, and hopefully you guys keep following me along, and hopefully give some more updates on diet and training in the future. But until then, catch you guys again soon.